Hi, welcome to Making All the Plans. I'm Connie, and if we haven't met before, I'm a busy mom of two active kids, and both my husband and I have full-time careers. My goal is to share with you how I stay on top of all life throws at me in one planner so that you might be able to do the same. Today I have my planner with my in progress Kanban board, my decorated spread, as well as my HB90 notebook. The first thing that I like to do each week is to update the Kanban board that's in progress. So I'm going to move the few things that I got done this week into the completed task area, and then I will go ahead and reorganize those videos that I need to work on next. As I go along, I will be changing the dates of the videos because, as I mentioned, I did not get very much done the last probably week and a half, 2 weeks. The start of school has really kicked my butt, and between just school stuff, work stuff, and then getting to soccer games, which I had forgotten how much time it actually takes out of my day to get to an away game and get home. I mentioned in a few of my videos recently that we live a little bit out in the country, and so we don't play any of the big city schools that are actually close to us. So we end up driving between 45 minutes and an hour and a half to our away games. So when I go to watch the girls' games, I usually stay for both games since my daughter is a swing player. She plays JV and she also has the opportunity to get some minutes on varsity, so I stay for both games. So on the days that those games are away and I'm sitting for two soccer games, I really need to just count that I'm not going to get anything else done that evening. I am looking forward to the 3-day weekend next week, although my son does have a soccer game at 8 o'clock on Saturday night. It would have been enjoyable to just have a 3-day weekend completely free, but I guess one game is better than multiple games, and the kids, at least as of now, do have Monday off of training. I do need to come through and update my Kanban board for September. These are all of the videos that I have post-it notes for as of now. So I'm hoping to work on some of them in some way, shape, or form this week. I will be traveling a lot in September, a little bit in August, some in September, and then October as well. So I need to start getting ahead on my video schedule. I also need to be realistic about the videos that I am planning. Some of the videos that I want to record is just going to take more time to record them and put them together the way that I would like them to end up. So I may not be doing 4 or 5 videos a week. And I just need to accept that and put out the best videos that I can put out instead of rushing to get them up for some arbitrary deadline that I've set for myself. Now that I've rearranged my videos a little bit, I'm going to go ahead and rate them in my sidebar so they are front and center and I can keep my eye on the ball. I do like to rate them in chronological order, and again, I am hoping to get ahead on my videos, but these will not be completed by the end of the week. They will just be worked on in some way, shape, or form, whether it's scripting it, videoing it, working on the editing, doing B-roll, all of that needs to be completed for each of the videos. And so I will break it down throughout the week. But again, these may not all be completed by the end of the week, but I would like to touch them at least and work on them a little bit and get them one step closer to the finish line. The other thing that I would like to finish this week is taking care of my returns. I ordered a bunch of things for back to school, and then I ordered a bunch of things for my husband. So when he goes into the office, he has some appropriate clothing. And then I also had ordered some things that I would like to pack for Boston. And so we have made it through all of those things, tried everything on, but there are quite a few returns that need to be made. And I just need to make sure that those get made before I leave for Boston. So that gives me this week and part of next week. But I'm also going to Cleveland this week. So I would like to get those errands completed this week. So I will come back in and drop in the list here in the sidebar since I'm not 100% sure which day I will end up making those returns. The next thing that I am doing is putting in my calendar items. These are any of my work meetings, my kids' schedules, any doctor's appointments, anything like that. I'm going to go ahead and put that in the top section. I did go ahead and drop in some light brown lines because I did like how straight the lines were when I wrote in my calendar appointments. I don't necessarily love the extra visual weight that those lines add, but it's kind of a toss-up between would I rather have straight lines to write on or would I rather have less visual weight? So my kids' game schedules, it looks like my daughter has a home game tonight, so I'll be at the high school most of the evening. Then my son has a home game on Wednesday night and then a late game on Saturday night. But at least that game is also at home. So, with all of the kids' soccer stuff, I needed to find a window where there were 2 days back to back that did not have any games on them at all. And I was able to find three in the month of August and September. So, this particular grouping of days where we don't have any soccer games, I do need to make a trip to Cleveland. The next one falls when I will be in Boston, and somehow, some way, I am only missing one game while we are in Boston for each one of the kids. I am not sure how that happened, but I am counting my blessings that the stars aligned because not only am I going for a conference, I am also doing some additional training. So I am looking forward to that. I am going to struggle on Saturday. I have to check a couple places and look up a few things because it said he has an 8 p.m. game, and I did not believe that. So I had to go into Team Snap, double check it there. But it is an 8 o'clock game. All three teams are playing JVA, JVB, or I guess it's JVB, JVA, and then varsity. So it really is an 8 o'clock game on Saturday. The next thing that I'm going to do is come through and break down each one of those videos into its related subtasks and assign them to specific days. Again, not everything is going to be completed by the end of the week, but I would like to at least touch each video in some way, whether it's scripting, videoing, doing B-roll, editing, etc. And I do write an erasable pen because things change frequently and I also make mistakes. So I over planned my Monday. I forgot there was games even though it was written above. I wasn't thinking that there were games tonight. There are normally games on Tuesdays and then another day during the week, but a Monday night game was a little bit of a surprise. So I wrote out my Monday plans and then realized that that wasn't actually going to work. So I did have to come back through, erase a bunch of things, and move them to different days. I need to be more realistic about those things I can actually complete during a day and a week. Then I also decided to note whether I would be at home, at work, or away, since that really impacts my time as well. On days that I work at home where I don't have to commute, that saves me a lot of time, anywhere between an hour to 2 hours, depending on the traffic and what time I leave to get to work and what time I leave to come home. So, again, those impact the amount of things that I can get done outside of work. So I was a little bummed that I wasn't going to get everything that I wanted to get done on Monday completed. So I will overcome that, but I am just spreading those things out throughout the rest of the week. Now, I am off on September 1st, and that is not on this plan. I did think about putting additional lines there on Sunday at the bottom in order to track all of those things I'd like to do on the 1st. But instead of planning out the entire week and Monday, I figured it would be better if once I got to Friday, I could look at everything that still needs to be done and then jump off from there. I did grab my most recent brain dump, and that video will be going up probably Tuesday or Wednesday of this week, but I grabbed that because I had written out all of the different steps of the videos that I would like to complete in the next week to 2 weeks. So instead of thinking through all of that again, I'm just going to use the list that I've already created to break those tasks out into the specific days, keeping in mind that I will be gone all of Thursday. And then we will be gone most of the day on Friday. So I need to remember when I am not home, it is hard for me to get videos worked on. And for this trip specifically, it really needed to be a 3-day trip, but I did not have 3 days back to back that I could devote to going to Cleveland. I would have liked to stay Friday night and just work into Saturday, but the hotel prices were ridiculous for Friday night. So I'm assuming there was a baseball game or something in Cleveland. But suffice it to say that we only have 2 days at the data center, and we are going to have to squeeze 3 days of work into those 2 days. So they will be 2 very long days. Once I get all of my making all the plans tasks written out, then I will move to my personal tasks. And I really need to focus on my weekly home blessing, but I know that it's just not getting done this week. Looking at the schedule, looking at the things that I need to get done to get ahead on videos, and the extra projects around the house that I also would like to complete, the house probably is not getting touched. So that means that either on Sunday or Monday, I will need to do a whole house clean and get everybody involved, even though they won't want to be involved. But if it doesn't happen this weekend, then it could be another 2 weeks before the house gets cleaned. So we need to get that accomplished probably Monday. So, as I'm putting this together and scheduling out my tasks, you will notice there won't be any vacuuming, dusting, cleaning the bathrooms, all of that, because I'm basically saving it for Monday. But I am just trying to be realistic and not overschedule my days. So on Saturday, I'm hoping to leave a little bit of time so that I can work on bigger household projects. On Sunday, my focus is going to be getting ahead on videos. And then next Monday will be cleaning the house, getting everything prepped for me to be gone. And that will probably also include meal prep and things like that. So if you're interested to see how I prep for going out of town for a long period of time, next week's video is going to be important to catch. Next up, I am going to take my list from my brain dump and start picking things from it and writing it on the different days. I know that I am not going to get all of this done before I leave for Boston, but I want it out there. I want it out of my brain, taking up less real estate in my brain and letting me focus on the tasks that I actually need to focus on instead of just having everything swirling around in my head. So I'm going to go through and pick those items that I want to do throughout this week. And I'm sorry that it's not zoomed in. I do apologize for that, but I was struggling trying to figure out how I was going to zoom in and still show you everything. So let me know down below if you would have rather just seen me zoom in on the specific day that I was working on, or what you would like to see so that you can get a better idea of what I'm writing. Although I bet that your list is very different than mine. But let's just work through these day by day. Monday will be more of an admin day, so I'll do phone calls, emails, things like that. Tuesday will be my returns day. Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, I will not be adding any additional tasks. Saturday will be my home task day. So, not cleaning my house, but all of those extra things, those bigger things that need to be completed. I'll pick a few things to put on Saturday. So, if you're working along with me, I hope that you can find some time to work on those bigger tasks that are on your brain dump list. Again, that brain dump video will be coming out probably tomorrow, so go ahead and look for that. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe if you're interested in that video. I will go ahead and play some music and finish this up, and I hope that everybody has a great week, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.